What is up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Unboxing It. Now today I'm going to be saying the problem with bezel-less phones. Now lately with smartphone companies trying to achieve the fully bezel-less display, they either go the more common route and just slap a notch on their phone, or they try to do something more along the lines of what Samsung's doing, where they have a thin top and bottom bezel. Now of course the vision for smartphones in general, and literally every manufacturer is trying to achieve, is to put the front-facing camera under the display, just like we did with the fingerprint reader and putting it under the display. But sadly, at least right now, we don't really have the technology to put the camera under the display and hide it like that and make a fully bezel-less phone. Now there are some phones on the market that have a mechanical camera that slides up and down whenever you go into the camera app to take a selfie. Now one of those is the Oppo Find X. Now what those phones do is, like I said, when you go into the camera app, the entire top of the phone will slide up, showing the camera for you to take a picture. Now some of the issues with that design where it just slides up and down is, well, even though it is kind of cool, it's not good to have moving parts in a smartphone that's going to be constantly moving up and down every single day. Because for example, if you happen to drop your phone or sit it down hard on the table or something, it may damage the internal mechanics that are moving the camera up and down. Or maybe something as simple as maybe a crumb or something that's very small that gets into the mechanical system and jams it or something. Now one phone that I do think is pretty interesting would be the Nubia X. Now this phone doesn't even have a front-facing camera, because instead what they have you do is they have a screen on the back of the phone, so you flip it around and just use the back cameras instead of taking a selfie the traditional route with front-facing cameras. Here's some other problems with bezel-less phones. Now the first problem is just something as simple as knowing which way is the top, because while it may seem like, oh, you don't really need to know because it'll work either up or down, technically it does matter, because if you want to make a phone call or something like that, it won't really work if it's upside down because the speakers and microphones are at the top. Now of course that can just be solved by looking at the back, seeing where the camera is, but still, when you first take the phone out of your pocket, you may just assume which is the top and which is the bottom by just the way you take it out. Now the next thing is just the fact that you can't have any front-facing speakers with a bezel-less phone unless you hide it towards the corner of the phone. Because there are phones on the market right now, like Google, for example, where they have front-facing speakers. And I happen to think that is a great idea because, you know, instead of holding your phone like this and it's covering the speakers on the bottom, it is projecting it towards yourself so that there's no way to cover it unless your hands are on the screen itself. Now this last problem, the third problem, doesn't really affect the consumer, but it would kind of affect the manufacturer. So whenever you see a phone with that classic notch on an iPhone, you just know, oh, that's an iPhone 10 or 10s or something like that. And then if you maybe see the teardrop notch, you know, okay, that's a OnePlus 6T. But if every single phone in a couple of years from now has an entirely bezel-less display with nothing on it, like cameras or anything, that's going to be kind of hard for people to discern, okay, that's an iPhone, that's a Google Pixel. So with that said, thank you for watching. Make sure to comment, share, and subscribe below if you have not already. See you in the next one. Peace out.